Darren, South Carolina.
Welcome, Darren.
Good to see you, Chris.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. Some more people joining here. Welcome, welcome. If you just joined, let us know where you're calling in from and who you are.
Good morning, Maria from the DMV, but currently in the Dallas, Texas area.
Welcome.
Good morning, Bernice from Cypress, Texas.
Welcome, Bernice.
Good morning, Chris. This is Emma Artis, the DMV.
Welcome, Emma.
Thank you.
Who else do we have joining?
Hi, this is Kendra from Ocala, Florida.
Welcome, Kendra.
This is Ava in Texas. Morning, Chris.
Welcome, Ava.
Hi, Charity from Germany.
Welcome, Charity. Welcome, welcome. If you just joined, let us know where you're calling in from and who you are. Don't be shy. This is not a call for the shy. You just joined, let us know where you are and who you are. We'll be getting started here in a couple minutes.
Good morning, Chris. This is Jabari in the ATL, and I'm excited. Let's build.
Welcome, Jabari.
This is Cleve from Georgia.
Welcome, Cleve.
Hello, Chris. Thomas Stephen from Connecticut.
Welcome, Thomas.
Eugenia from Georgia.
Welcome, Eugenia.
Thomas in DMV, Chris.
Welcome, Thomas.
Thank you, sir. How are you?
I am great. What about yourself?
Doing doing well, thank you.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you just joined, let us know where you are and who you are.
Also Bongo de la Ciudad de México.
Donnie Gibbs, Miami, Florida.
Miami, Florida, welcome.
Rhonda from Los Angeles.
Welcome, Rhonda. And I think Mr. Pacheco, bienvenidos, Mr. Pacheco.
Hola, Chris.
Hola, bendición.
All right,
Hola, Donnie.
Hello, this is Evans from Nairobi.
Welcome from Nairobi.
Thank you, Chris.
Welcome, welcome, welcome. If you just joined, let us know where you're calling in from and who you are. We'll be getting our call started here in a couple minutes. Welcome, welcome. We got some more people that's popping in here. If you just joined, let us know where you are and who you are. All right, let's see. Here I go. We got some more people that just joined. Well, Mr. Pacheco, whenever you're ready, we can get going.
Listo, Chris.
Recording in progress.
Welcome, everyone. We'll be getting started here in a couple of seconds. Minutes, seconds, hours, it all meshes together. We'll be getting started here soon.
All right, we can get started right now, Chris.
All right, perfect. Well, thank you everyone for your patience. As you know, we're always growing, we're always evolving, we're always improving. Number one thing is we want to make sure we're always improving and understanding what's happening with the nature of our business. So today we're going to have an update from one of our co-founders, Mr. Pacheco, on the trading aspect of our business. A lot of us have been, as you can see, Miss Carla Wynn has a trading academy background. A lot of us has been enamored with our trading part of our business. And we want to get updates as the leaders are implementing new things, changing things for the better. So today we're going to have an update from one of the founders. So without any further ado, I'm just going to pass the mic over to Mr. Pacheco. Go ahead and take the mic.
Thank you so much, Chris, and super excited to be here this morning and with all you fine folks. I'm thrilled right now. I'm on a high really because I haven't slept in 24 hours, so I'm at that point where sleep is like, we could sleep when we're dead. I'm excited because of the announcements that I'm going to give to you right now. And they all have to do with tech. They all have to do with trading, and they all have to do with assets, right? Different asset classes. And so, March has been a rough month, right? That's an understatement. March was rough. We're coming out of that right now. And for most of you that are on the system right now, on Gold Alpha, for example, are seeing that steady increase that's happening on a day-to-day basis. And if you are not on it, you need to contact support immediately because we need to get you up and running because this thing is rocking and rolling. I mean, I think today we ended up with like 1.3. So far this week, it's been between 3 or 5% that it's produced. And so it's coming back to the level of what's the word I'm looking for? And remember, I'm on 24 hours no sleep, so um, performing at the high level of profitability that it had been performing at prior to war and then the continual announcements that were happening. And so it seems like the market's starting to come back to a normal conditions. But irregardless of that, one of the announcements that I want to talk to you about is that for 14 months, right? For 14 months, this particular product, this particular algo, had not had one losing month. And then this whole conflict with Iran happened. And we all know what happened, so we're not going to rehash that. But um, what is important to me for you guys to understand is that not only are we looking for safeguards, those have been implemented right out of the box where people are now going to have a 20% kill switch, specifically on the strategy itself and on the kill switch of the social trader tool, which makes this a double per layer of protection coming right outside of the box. Now, because the drawdown had never gone beyond 10.8%, you know, We never thought that it was going to be necessary. And so, but now seeing what has transpired, we do believe that it's necessary. So, I want to share that with you because it is imperative that you understand that those safety measures are very, very important to us, as they should be. Now, at any time, you can go in there and adjust and change them. All the videos are in the back office so that you know that you're in full control. But here's what you don't know, okay? And this is important. And so this is an update that I really want you to understand. The version of the software that had been running for 14 months was actually on MT4. Now, there is a version that has been running on MT5. It's more modern, has more AI, has more security built into it. That one running concurrently this month has done about 42 to 43%. In the same period of time that we've seen the adverse effects of the war, this what you guys are on now, okay, just so you understand this, what version you're on now is what I'm talking about right now in terms of results. That has not been affected. Quite the opposite. It has actually gone up. Now, I know it's going to take some time to you guys to feel comfortable about it, but this is the reality that if I show you those numbers, and I apologize, I don't have the developer on today. I would have loved to have had him on so that he could show you exactly. They're running multiple strategies, right? But this one in particular, which is the Gold Alpha, running it on MT5 with the added layers of protection and AI, wasn't affected by the war, wasn't affected by the announcements of continued attacks on the trade routes that were affecting the oil prices last week and sent the market, in a tailspin as well. So quite the opposite. It stayed out of those and has increased about 43% profitability. So moving forward, that version is what everybody's on. Now you might ask, well, why didn't we start there? 14 straight months, no losing months, statistically doing about 33% a month. That's why. That's exactly why. So again, people that started back then, we're not having these conversations right now, right? They understand that, hey, we took a bad month, but they're so far ahead in profit that it makes no difference. So the people that started in March, that's where we have this issue. Moving forward, what you need to understand is that we're going to be moving forward with two very specific safeguards. One that we control, one that the software already has. And the MT5 version of the Gold Alpha is what's being deployed at this time. And the profitability of that version through the instability of the war has not affected it at all. So I know those are bold statements, guys, but it is a reality. And so Chris McHenry's waving his hands and clapping his hands and really this is phenomenal news. Now, I got caught just like everybody else got caught and worse. And I announced it. I said, look, I did nothing to I didn't put a kill switch on my account and I'm going to let it ride. And then the successor, okay, so we just killed an 88-year-old guy and replaced him with a 56-year-old that is bent on hatred and revenge, right? So good job. And this guy wants to take, the oil to a price of 200. That announcement came out I think it was on Thursday. And so guess what? That was when the kill switch was activated, right? And so some people got hit back to back. Now, what I'm learning now is that the version that was running, because we contracted and we licensed, okay, we paid a very hefty price for the licensing of the MT4 version, which was running fine, 14 months straight, no losses. But concurrently, they're running 3 other strategies, which is part of my next announcement. Okay. Now, you're gonna find that with this new version that's running on MT5, you're gonna find that the drawdown is very small. Once again, drawdown doesn't mean that it can't go below those numbers, right? So 10.8 or 6, or we have the Alpha X, right, that had a 5.9 drawdown. It's now at 6.25. Why? Because in January, that took its first loss in 2.5 years. So that's 2.5 years of win rate, no losing months, finally took 1 month of loss. But it was so small, it was a 0.66 loss that nobody really cared, right? It's been doing what it's supposed to be doing. It's averaging about 10%. And yeah, I could show you guys right now, like for example, that strategy right now. Let me go to it real quick so you guys can see. Let's see here. Let me go to GNT. Yeah. Switch from Spanish mode to English. And we're going to go to this account. And we're going to go here. So this account started, this is my daughter's account. So she started this account with 5 grand. It is now 6,382, so $1,382 in profit from December 14th to now. So roughly in 3 months in a week, right? So 3 months in a week, it's gone up about $1,400 or 1,382 to be exact. So if we actually do the math on that, who's good with math here? If you're not, don't worry, I'm going to put it up on the screen. But let's say we have 1,382 divided by 3 months. You're at $460 in profitability per month. So on a $5,000 account, that's pretty close to about 9% per month, or just right around 9, maybe 8.5, somewhere around there. Now you might be saying, well, that's not 10%. You're right. It took its first loss in a month. So this is really 0.66% loss. Otherwise, we would be at that average, but it's going to average out throughout the year. So this is very safe. Now, this used to be a 5.9% drawdown, but because of the loss in January, it's now at 6.25, which is still extremely conservative, extremely safe. And, if you have very low tolerance for risk, this is the product for you to be in. Now, I say all this to say this. There's a couple of things that we're doing. We had a today, and in no small part by Mr. Donnie Pips, who made the connection and pointed us to the big wigs over there at GNT. Phenomenal people. I was pleasantly surprised at the care, the responses in terms of the client experience that they want to create, the culture of, hey, we're a broker where if you pick up the phone, you're going to speak to a live person. I can't tell you how invaluable that is. And they were Johnny on the spot with everything that we've asked them to. And again, Donnie's been an incredible blessing to be able to be that bridge of helping us navigate through customer service, through funding, through withdrawals, through asking for special access, which was part of the update that I want to give. If you were on the training that I did last week sometime, I don't remember when it was, but I was talking about leverage. And I was talking about the type of leverage that we have at GNT. And I was talking about leverage in regards to the account types that we're following from the master accounts of the algos, and then the leverage that they use versus the leverage that we use. And so right now, for those of you that are running on Algo Alpha, you're running on a 1 to 200 leverage. The accounts that we're following are 1 to 1,000, right? So there's going to be a leverage issue there that's going to affect smaller accounts. So my update to you is this. We are close, I believe, to getting a much better leverage. They already have told us that they can do 1 to 300. We're telling them, hey, we need 1 to 500. And they're supposed to let us know by the end of Tuesday. I believe that's what it was. And Donnie, if I don't remember clearly, I haven't slept in 24 hours, so um, I could be wrong on that, but I don't think I am.
We may have some good news for you possibly sooner than that, sir.
Good, good. Yeah, if you have it, don't make us wait, Donnie. Just let us know. But so yeah, we were looking for that 1 to 500. But you have to understand that Global Next Trade, and guys, I'm not telling you that you have to use Global Next Trade. We don't want to encourage anybody to go to any particular broker. It is the broker that I'm using. I love the customer service. I love the human contact, and I love that they're an A book type of a broker, right? And so if you don't know what that means, it's kind of like if you go to a restaurant and you see an A and you see the exact same restaurant that serves the same exact food and the other one's a B. Do you want to eat at the B restaurant where you could be eating at the A restaurant? Which one would you pick? Just put it in the chat. Would you rather eat at the B restaurant or would you rather eat at the A restaurant? That's right. We want to eat at the A restaurant. So just to keep things simple, we could dive into a whole explanation of what it means. But look, A is better than B when you're grading things. Okay. So this is grade A. I don't want to go with the B books, right? So I don't care what they offer me over here. I'd rather be with the A team. And so that's for me personally. I'm not trying to force. There's other A book brokers as well. So I'm not trying to push anybody anywhere. All I'm saying is that right now, because of the leverage that they're giving us, because of the funded accounts that they're giving us, because of the potential leverage that they want to give us, we made it very clear that we want a long-term relationship. And so, I believe, I'm going to be praying, I'm going to be fasting for this over the weekend because this is a big deal, guys. To be able to have that type of leverage is a game changer. Now, we also had conversations on some of the other products that exist or can potentially be tailored for us through this relationship as well. And so right now the funded accounts are going to 10x, but there are other programs that are available to other groups and other companies. And so we're starting those conversations to bring some really exciting things. So I'm not going to get ahead of myself and talk about that right now. But I can tell you that this organization, very professional, wants to work with us. And right now, the key thing that we're looking for is the leverage because that is a big deal. Even if you're trading manually, guys, you want this kind of leverage. If you're trading on an algo like the funded account, you don't need it there. That one's fine the way it is, 1 to 200 or 1 to 100, not a problem. But if you want to trade the gold alpha, that's where the leverage is going to be very, very important. And so we want to make sure that we give our customers the best possible backing in terms of the brokerage services. And that is a big part of it. So that is really good news. Donnie just made me feel warm and fuzzy because he knows something that I don't know. And I think he's going to keep it close to his chest for now. But that's good. So we covered the GNT leverage. Let's talk about minimum balances. And this has to do with the leverage. Moving forward, okay, we would like to see minimum accounts for the Gold Alpha through, I would say $3,500, right? 3,000 is cutting it close. Once that leverage changes, that changes that minimum balance as well. But for now, as is, 1 to 200, I would strongly advise people. Will it run on 2,000? Yes, but I would strongly advise people to have $3,500 as your minimum to get started with Algo Gold. Excuse me, the Gold Alpha. Now, so leverage, minimum balances, special programs. I already hinted a little bit. We're looking for a special program that is not a 10x funded account, but a 5x funded account. And so again, they're going to bat for us. These are things that have been done for other groups, other companies, bigger than us, yes, but they see the potential. They see the hunger. They see what we've been able to do in a relatively short period of time through the hardest times of the year, through December, through adversity in March. And hey, we're here and we're ready to play. And our vision is stubborn. We are flexible on the details, but we're not going anywhere. And so being able to have the right broker support, the right leverage, the right special programs, and the new system on MT5 that's running with additional AI and levels of security built in, we're going to go around the world, guys. This month, that system has done 42, 43%. Don't quote me on that, but it's no less than 42. Okay, I'm not sure if it's 42 or 43. I don't remember exactly, but I'll have to go and look. But that is so encouraging. That is so powerful. And, past performance is showing that it's doing between 20 and 30% a month. So that is huge. Now, that's going to be very, very helpful with our international expansion because here's what happens. If you have somebody that is outside of the United States, because of exchange rates and where if their currency is very weak, what we pay here in America might be a massive fortune for them. Sometimes it's a massive fortune for somebody here in the US, right? We take for granted $500 or $100 a month or $500 and $150 a month or $1,000 and $200 a month. Doesn't sound like a lot of money, but guess what? 50% of the population have less than $1,000. So it is a big deal. Even here in America, it's a big deal. So once again, if that is a big decision in your life, then that's why you need this more than anybody else. You need to learn a new skill set. You need to be able to learn how to do this manually. But at the same time, if you want to put money into a trading algo, I'm telling you, it's the best of both worlds. In spite of what's happened in March, I believe in this 1,000%. Now, the pricing for international is going to be different. We are moving into the international market, guys. We have something that's super, super powerful. And the brokers outside of the United States, this might not be important to you, but it's important if you realize that the market outside of the United States, when it comes to Forex trading, is 10 times, 15 or 20 times bigger than what it is here in the United States. And so we have that opportunity to go after that market because of the products that we're bringing to the table. Because this system works the way it does, there are brokers that will allow what's called una cuenta de centavos. Basically, they break everything down to pennies. So in these types of brokers that are available for people that live outside of the United States, okay, they can start an account with as low as 300, 400, even $500 and trade it successfully, adjusting proportionally to the lot sizes, to the leverage that they are able to receive, 1 to 500, 1 to 1,000. And because of that, and because they have these types of programs and these types of systems, the balances could go down to 300, 400, $500, $100. It's insane. So that's why, to bless other people internationally, we have to adjust our pricing. And so, but that's going to further our international expansion. And I'm telling you, when you understand the numbers of what we can do internationally, it's going to blow your mind. So I'm going to break that all down with you in the next update. I'll show you what those numbers could potentially look like. Now, there are two new algos that are coming into play. One of them is, I don't have all of the details yet, so I'm not going to talk about that one. The other one is a crypto alpha. It's another crypto algo. It's not crypto alpha. It's a different crypto product. This crypto product has been averaging about 14 to 15% per month with less than a 2% drawdown. I'll say that again. It's done about 14 to 15% a month and with a drawdown of less than 2%. That doesn't mean it's going to stay there, guys. Again, I don't want you to think that a drawdown guarantees that the market is never going to move outside of those parameters. It can. We've seen it already, right? We've seen it with two of our algos. However, it's been performing extremely, extremely well. Very, very consistent, very, very low risk. Now, for international, I already told you, can start with almost next to nothing. Here in the United States, same numbers apply. I wouldn't want to see anybody with anything less than $3,500 in their broker account, just to be able to manage risk correctly and the leverage issues that we currently have. Now, on Monday, okay, I don't want to, Saturday, I don't want to keep you guys here very long with updates, but we are going to be announcing something through Smart Money Club. Okay, so pay attention, guys. Smart Money Club right now has a lot of fans because of all the information that's there, everything that they've been able to, access in terms of information and in terms of advice, financial advice, and all these different things that they have within the Smart Money Club. But there is something extremely powerful, super sexy, that is coming to Smart Money Club. And I would call everybody, okay? I would call everybody that you know that's in the company or has been in the company or is planning to be in the company, because you really need to understand what's going to be happening through Smart Money Club. Now, remember, the Smart Money Club has a component, an educational component that has to do with crypto. So if you have not understood crypto, have heard about crypto, have never done anything with crypto, want to do something with crypto and don't know where to start, want to do something in blockchain and don't know where to start, want to understand nodes and staking and all these different types of terms that we hear out there, and be able to participate in that with I'm getting ahead of myself. I don't want to do it, but look, this is all I'm gonna say.
Don't do
You
it.
gotta be on the Millionaire Mentorship call on Monday. You absolutely have to be there. 100%. So Donnie, you have something that you want to share there?
I do, guys. Show Mr. Pacheco some love in the chat, guys. Give us some emojis in the chat, or if you guys are fired up and listening to what's going on right now, because I got a big announcement I want to add on that. That's just special for the BYLD community, right? Everybody knows how GNT allows you guys a funded account to trade crypto, gold, and things like that. Well, guess what? Especially for the BYLD community, we are opening up the funded accounts to trade crypto.
Wow.
To trade crypto. It is a separate trading account, but you will get funded, and the leverage, because it is crypto, the leverage instead of the 1 to 33 on the funded accounts will be 1 to 40.
Wow.
Will be 1 to 40. So you will get more money, and everybody knows, I don't know if you guys know this, but if you go to these other brokers and you actually type in crypto, you're not getting 500 to 1 leverage. I want to be very clear on that. If you actually look at their Q&As, you're only getting about 200 to 1 on crypto. So I want to make sure everybody knows when they say, "Oh, well, I'm trading 500 to 1 or 1,000 to 1 on crypto." You are not. It's only 200 to 1 because of how much is in crypto. We're talking trillions of dollars. Nobody's willing to take that risk. But here at G&T, we have a liquidity provider that has willing to take that risk, being a big name liquidity provider, where you're going to get 40 to 1 and funded to trade your favorite crypto pairs. And that's going to be opened up to the BYLD community at a cheaper price. So I'm fired up on what's to come, sir. I can't wait. And then these next opportunity calls that go out, and I'm calling them opportunity calls, guys. I don't want to see the same 50 people on here. I want to see 50 people times 5. You got 5 people on that says, hey, you need to be a part of this smart money opportunity call because it's going to change your 2026 for the better. Thank you, sir.
You're very welcome. No, thank you, Donnie. And again, Donnie's like our, he's like our knight in shining armor. I mean, this man does it all. He teaches, he motivates, he inspires, and he gets us leverage, and he makes calls, and he gets things done, and he opens doors. I mean, he's amazing. He's a one man army. I love you, Donnie. You're an amazing, and true team player, value add, whatever you want to call it. I mean, you're it, Donnie. We love you. So back to Smart Money Club. Guys, you don't want to miss this call. I'm telling you. Smart Money Club sounds nerdy, okay? It's about to get sexy. It's going from nerdy to sexy. So you gotta be on the Millionaire Mentorship call on Monday because we're going to show you something that's going to blow your minds. I'm telling you. Or I'll just give you a little taste. No, I'm not. Just you got to get on and find out what it's all about. That's all I'm going to say. Smart Money Club. You guys got to see what we're doing. We've been flying around a lot of at least 3 of the founders have been flying back and forth to a lot of different locations, a lot of different places, a lot of different meetings that we've been at over the last month or so. And it's because we wanted to put something together that was huge. And if you remember, I'm going to go back to this. This is important. When we had our launch event, our very, very first launch event, Mr. Winston Navarro said that we were always going to keep our eyes open to a couple of things. Blockchain. He's currently in Mexico right now, looking at something that could revolutionize Zeta in a huge, huge, incredible way. But what we're going to show you on Monday is something in blockchain, but it's not Zeta. And Zeta is phenomenal, but this is just as phenomenal. And it is powerful. It is, look, I've been in the space for many years, made millions of dollars in crypto, been a part of I mean, it's huge. It's huge, 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 huge money that can be made in crypto. I'm a product of that, so I understand it. If you missed some big opportunities in the crypto space, you don't want to miss this one. That's all I got to tell you. You do not want to miss this one. It is. I'm gonna say too much. I'm not gonna say more. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Be there or be square. That's a saying from the 90s. So anyway. All right, guys. Well, I am super excited. Hope you guys are as well. This is going to 2026 is going to be a rock star year. So whatever happened last month and month before that, last year, is a new season. This is a new season for us at BYLD. And we've gone through the trial by fire. Okay? Stay the course. Don't trip at the finish line because we're that close, guys. I want you, every single person that's on here, I want you to be able to say, man, I was there when this company went to its first 25,000 reps. I was one of the first out of 25,000. Do you guys know that exponentially, if you're, the percentage of your success, if you're within the first 25,000 people of any company, exponentially goes higher than if you come after the first 25,000. So all of you here are in prime real estate positioning when it comes to really accelerating your success in this industry and specifically here at Build. And you've heard me say there is going to be a day that somebody's going to come and break that comp plan. It's going to happen, guys. I know it. I feel it in my bones, and I feel that we're so close that it's about to happen. So we have an international expansion that's going to happen. Both. That's why you have to be on the call on Monday to find out how we're going to get there now. We're also going to be finding out in the next week or so leverage. We already talked about minimum balances. We're talking about special programs. One just got announced right now. Increased leverage in the crypto space. For those of you that want to trade crypto, guess what? You have the funded accounts available to you at an incredible rate. Now, that's just one announcement. There are other special programs that we're trying to get. And when I say try, the word try implies failure. So I'm just going to say that I know we're going to get. And folks, there's a lot of different opportunities out there. And Mr. Donnie Pips knows it. And so we are going to be knocking on doors. The word says knock until the door is open. Ask and you shall receive. And so we're going to keep asking. A closed mouth doesn't get fed. So we're going to keep asking and we're going to get the very, very best for our builders. So, folks, I'm excited. There's a lot of things happening in the back end, and these aren't just they're real. I mean, we've been traveling, and in over the last 2 months, I've been to Georgia, to Colorado, Utah twice, Nevada 3 times, and I'm going back to Nevada tomorrow. So lots of things are happening, and a lot of these meetings double back into the build ecosystem. So, folks, working hard. Mr. Navarro is in Mexico City right now, working extremely hard out there as well. And so I'm excited to hear everything that he's going to share with us about Zeta. But on Monday, it's all about blockchain and crypto. So make sure that you and your entire team is on. That is all for today, guys. I hope you have an incredible day. I'm going to check the chat and see if there's any questions here. And if there's no questions, I love Chris McHenry. I don't even know what it means, but Donnie makes it sound so exciting. So I'm excited. I agree. Donnie makes everything sound better. All right, let's see. Any questions? Any comments? No, I think we're good. Absolutely, yes. You can borrow my belief. You know what? I just came off of a very incredible spiritual event. That God just took over. So there's a scripture in the Bible. It's in Mark chapter 9, and it says this. The context of the story is, and again, we're done, guys. So if you want to log off, you don't want to hear the story, you don't have to, right? Because I don't want to offend anybody. But stick around. If you need more belief, understand this: that lacking, we all live in a state where we believe, but we have unbelief. And that's in Mark chapter 9. There was a father, his kid was demon possessed. The child was suicidal, throwing himself into the fire or trying to drown himself. And, Jesus comes by, his apostles can't do anything, can't get rid of the demon possessed child, and they're failing, right? And so the father is like desperate. He wants, Lord, can you, if it is your will, can you save my son? And then Jesus was like, what do you mean if it's in my will? Of course I do. Right. And so he expelled this demon. And then the father says, oh my gosh, forgive me. I believe. Because Jesus asked him, do you believe? And he says, yeah, I believe. Forgive my unbelief. Now, here's the thing. We all live that way. We believe, but we have unbelief. It's a duality, and we all experience it. Obviously, I'm talking about scripture and I'm talking about spirituality. However, it applies to business. It absolutely 1000% applies to business. Because we believe, yes, we believe that a Donnie Pips can be successful and be great at trading and building networks and building software and doing all those things, but you don't believe that you're capable of doing it. Or you believe that a Jabari can go and sell all these solar deals. But yeah, I don't think it, I believe it, but but I don't think it's for me. I don't think I can do that. Or we believe that, hey, there's been, Mr. Pacheco's grown an organization of 250,000 people. I believe that he can do it. I don't think that I could do it. So we believe, but we don't really believe. And see, that's what we wrestle with. The only thing that you're ever challenged when you go prospecting, guys, the only real objection, the only real challenge is people want to see your belief. They want to see your belief. They challenge your belief. They want to see if you're going to go through it and succeed at it through the tough times, through the losses, through the betrayals, through the people left me. They went to another company. They got a deal somewhere else. My cat ate my dog, whatever the excuse is, but they are challenging you on your belief. Anyway, I know I'm preaching right now, but I am a pastor, so I can't just turn it off, right? But what this man just said here, your belief is so strong that I want to hang on to that belief. And sometimes we need to do that. That's why we share testimonies. That's why we share these things, right? Because we live in a state of belief and unbelief simultaneously. So take that with you today, folks. That's all I'm gonna say. I hope you have an amazing rest of your weekend, and love you guys. And you're in the right place at the right time, guys. Get everybody that you know on Monday's call. All right, guys. Take care. God bless you. Talk to you soon.